have available what you need to bring extra comfort to yourself during this practice. That may be blocks or a low footstool or a low chair, or be close to a wall. This will bring in the benefit of having something stable that can provide you with a foundation. Perhaps you have a folded blanket or a cushion that you can always place underneath your seat, underneath your joints, to provide that extra layer of comfort between you and the ground. That will also protect your joints, perhaps protect yourself from having that sort of hard surface or the cold surface of the ground pressing against you when you want to really focus in on the experience in your body rather than the discomfort of the earth that you may be resting on. So our practice today, we had a new moon in Taurus. We've been working with our energy in our previous classes. Today, we're just coming to the new moon. So we're still riding the wave of this moon. And as we now move towards the full moon in a couple of weeks' time, coming into eclipse season, so the next full moon will also there'll be a lunar eclipse. I want to draw on the groundwork that we've been doing with the new moon in Taurus, building on the element of earth, these earthly energies to ground and root us, and now begin to think about the rising up from the earth, making preparations to move forward into a period of change, transformation, which is often signified when we come into eclipse season, or that lunar part of the cycle when we have more likely to have eclipses. For your mudra, let's bring our hands into sankalpa mudra. So sankalpa means our heartfelt prayer or intention. So for our sankalpa, let's bring our, on our right hand, let's bring our thumb to the middle finger. And then on our left hand, let's bring our thumb to the outside of the ring finger, so the nail of the ring finger. Closing your eyes here. Or perhaps gazing down towards the earth. Taking this opportunity to come into stillness. So just check with our mudra sankalpa. We're going to have the, just checking myself, left hand, thumb and middle finger touching in Akash, and then the right hand is on the outside edge of the ring fingernail. My apologies for starting with my right rather than my left hand. As we move into lunar energy, we tend to move work with the left side first and then the right side. So I'm just switching that energy back towards the left side of our body. Palms face up. So we have two different hand gestures, or hasta mudra. These differing seals of energy. The left hand with the thumb to the middle finger represents our creative potentiality. So this is when we move forward, the unknown, the expansive, the potentiality. We don't know what's going to happen. Any possibilities are available to us. Kash, that represents that energy. And with the right thumb near the edge of the ring finger, The ring finger is connected to the Prithvi element, the earth element. So this is where we draw upon our innermost resolve, our inner steadfastness, our sense of purpose or determination to be able to move forward into this potentiality. So this sankalpa draws on that grounding, centering, resolve, which reignites or inspires us to move forward into a period of change or transformation where the potentiality is limitless for us. We'll open by noticing our breath. And I particularly want you to draw awareness to the breath as it arrives in the left nostril and as it leaves the left nostril. Chandra Bedyana. Chandra Bedi, it's called, or Chandra Vedana. The left side represents moon energy, lunar power, this magical quality of all that is associated with the moon. Bringing your right hand or dominant hand, whichever happens to be your dominant hand, fold in your peace fingers, extend your ring little finger, and let's cover the right nostril. Inhale through left nostril. Take a moment there. And as you exhale, let's exhale out of the left nostril. So just clearing that passageway. So we'll breathe in left, exhale right, and we'll continue to breathe in left. This first round just to clear that left passageway. Inhale through your left nostril. Cover the left, exhale right. Cover the right, inhale left. Cover the left, uncover the right, exhale right. So keep inhaling through left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. And visualize this point just above the eyebrow center at the third eye, the sixth chakra, Ajna chakra. This chakra of insight, of looking forward, of illumination, of knowingness. We're activating this looking forward. From a solid, stable foundation, we're able to look forward with confidence, with anticipation, with excitement. Breathing in through the either channel, the left nostril. This energy is associated with creativity. Exhaling right. 3 more times, inhaling left, exhaling right. And you can use your fingers to cover and uncover your nostrils as you guide the breath. Once you become really practiced at this Nadi Shodhana breath, this in through one nostril, out through another, you can then begin to practice it without using your hands, simply by taking your awareness to the flow of the breath as it arrives in the body, the flow of the breath as it leaves the body. Inhaling, exhaling. And each breath that arrives is inviting you to be inspired, to look forward, to anticipate. Each breath as it leaves your body, grounding you, stabilizing you, centering you back into the earth. And then once you release your third breath here, Chandra Beti or Chandra Vedana, Take a full breath in through both nostrils. Exhale completely out of both nostrils. This is letting go into the earth. Inhale, bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, this soft palmed coming together of the palm. So the palm is slightly cupped, all the fingers are together. This bud of potentiality. Just as we see a plant or a flower yet to bud or bloom. Inhale fully for Om, the primordial sound of the universe, this roar of consciousness. Inhale to prepare. Om. 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 Aham Brahma. I am love. Our mantra for today is going to, I was thinking about which deity to draw upon today, and I thought I'd draw upon Kali Ma. Kali Ma is the deity for, she's a powerful agent for change, the slayer of illusions, and she invites us to move into new growth, regeneration, rebirth, new beginnings with courage, with power, with valor. And the mantra for Kali is Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om, the primordial sound of the universe. Krim, which is the seed mantra, the bija. These words are the ones that, like seeds, that will grow into great, wonderful, expansive gifts. So each deity has this seed mantra. Krim for transformation, for energy, for opening the third eye to receive Pran, to receive wisdom, and to offer it up. Kalikayai, invocation of her name, Namaha. You can have your hands in Hakini mudra, so bring all your fingertips together. So you've almost created a little arch. Inhaling to prepare, and we'll do call and response. 3 times out loud, 3 times whispered, 3 times silently. There's power in this out loud, this is the roar of the universe, consciousness, whispered. This is us conversing, interacting with the energy of this life, the energy of all that is around us, and silently whispered within the heart. And this is our soul communicating with our heart, communicating with all the souls and hearts of others, connecting us to the source so that we can pulse with each other's energy. So we'll do call and response loudly. I'll do 3 times, and then you call back, and then we'll do whispered and silently together. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Together. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Together. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Together, loudly, Vaikara. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Now whispered so we can barely hear this. Upamsu, Upamsu. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Now in the silence of the heart, the unheard, unstruck place, This silence is called manasika. Manasika. Silently to yourself 3 times. Take a full breath into the heart space. And as you release the breath, release it down into the root, into the earth, the very core of the earth. Planting this seed here, this seed of pure potentiality for this period of change and transformation coming our way. Opening your eyes. Inhale, reach your hands overhead, maintaining this Hakini mudra. Take a moment here. Exhale, palms come together in Anjali to the heart. Inhale, arms draw out, reach up, bring your fingertips together in Hakini mudra. Exhale, Anjali to the heart. 3 times all together. Exhaling to the heart in Anjali. This time, let's open out our arms. As you inhale, reach over to the right. As you exhale, reach over to the left. Sway from left to right. Elongating, creating length and space with your arms, connecting with Akash, space into which we will grow and explore our journey of transformation, into which we will step forward with courage and fearlessness. One more time here. This time, let's bring the right hand to the earth. Come onto your finger pads, so your hands are cupped. Reach up and over to the right. Reach through your left fingertips. Maybe you spiral your hands slightly towards the back. Draw in your arm bones into your shoulder dome. So the top of your arm into the shoulder dome. Extension through the side body, compression on the right side. Reach through center, exhaling over to the left. And again, spiral your fingertips towards the back. Plug in your top of your arm into your shoulder. Let's pulse from left to right 3 times in each direction. You can move with a little bit more flow, a bit more pace. Maintain that connection between your pelvic bowl and the earth. So all the 4 corners of your pelvis are connected with the earth. Your feet are connected with the earth. Once you've completed 3 rounds, come back to center, bring your hands back in Hakini mudra. Take a moment here. As you exhale, let's turn over to the right. So turn from the torso here. So start the movement at the lower back. And then spiral and turn your gaze gently over to the right. Soften through your shoulders here. Perhaps your hands are resting on the left knee there for some resistance. Inhale through center, Hakini mudra. Exhale over to the left. Again, start the movement at the base of your spine and then almost corkscrew to turn and gaze over to the left. Relax your shoulders here. Lengthening through the spine, so as if you have a silver thread passing the length of your spine coming out of the crown. Take a moment, inhale back to center, hands are reaching up. Take a moment, and then let's place our hands on our knees and let's make small movements here. So let's start with these movements quite slow and small. So you can turn to the right or the left. We're going to reverse the motion. So these are Sufi circles, spiraling, bringing the spine into sort of circling around the axis of the spine here. So pelvis is grounded. Your head is fairly stable here. These are small internal movements. Now let's go the other way. And again, small internal movements. So pelvis is fairly stable. Head is fairly stable. These are small movements going in the opposite direction. And now we're going to reverse the movement. And this time we're going to make big circles. So this time we're going to bring all the length of our spine in, including our head. So although our pelvis is still stable, our entire length of the spine is involved, including our head. Large circles. Let's reverse the motion and go the other way. So as we're doing this, what we're seeking to do is connect with the earth. Feel grounded through this earthy moon. Lay our foundations, and from these foundations, we can rise up, build up, step forward into this kind of portal of change that's coming our way. Coming back into stillness, let's take a moment here. If you're sitting on a block, release the block from underneath you, and we'll come onto our knees, roll onto the fronts of our feet, big toes come to touch, your knees as wide as the mat perhaps, or you can have them a little bit closer, yogi's choice. Melt your tailbone back towards your heels. Press through the big toes into the earth. Press through the top of your foot. If you wish to line your feet with a blanket here, you feel free to do that. Come up onto your fingertips, sorry puppy, as if we've got a Hakini mudra here. And then walk your hands forward, bringing your heart down towards the earth. Reach your crown forward. Feel as if you are drawing the length of your spine from the bowl of your pelvic area. So I'm parallel to the earth here because I have my hands slightly raised. Focus the breath on the third eye. Inhaling through the left nostril to the third eye. Exhaling from the third eye, out through the right nostril, and so on. In through left, out through right. This is how we can visualize the movement of the breath in the Ida Nadi, the left channel that connects to the lunar energy. One more breath here. Let's press through our fingers, through the knuckles of our hands. Spread your fingers wide. Connect through all of the fingers of your hands, particularly the finger pads, the knuckles. Imagine that you are clawing at the earth as if you have tiger claws or tiger paws, like the fearsome deity. And lift up from your wrists. So activate through your wrists rather than letting them be floppy, so that we're not sinking our weight into our wrists. Have the wrist creases lined with the top edge of your mat here. Tuck your toes. Activate by really rolling through your toes here. Push the weight back towards the feet, back towards the hips and pelvis and the tailbone. Push the earth away through your hands. Inhale, squeeze in your navel to the spine. Hug in through the midline. Hug in through all of your muscles of your legs and lift your knees and hover here for a moment. Pushing the earth away. And then gradually reach back with your tailbone to come into Parvatasana, mountain. And here, make any adjustments you need, taking your feet wider than your hips perhaps. Hands can be as wide as your mat. Pedal your feet here, bringing your left heel and then right heel to the earth. Sway your hips, bend into your knees deeply. And as you do that, as you bend into the opposite knee, you'll feel an elongation along the length of the side body on the opposite side. So stretch out there, enjoy that extension, that elongation. One breath here. Let's walk your hands back towards your body. So you might choose to come up onto your finger pads for this. Bend into your knees, coming into a functional forward fold. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Your hands are as wide as your mat. Now here, you can have the option of placing your hands on blocks or on a low footstool or your chair or on the sofa, whatever you can reach for. If you are choosing not to reach directly onto the earth, remember we lift the earth's foundations up towards us. Here in your functional forward fold, let's come into alignment. Press through all four corners of your feet, the big toe pads, all the way through to the inner heel, the little toe pad all the way through to the outer heel, so that you feel all four connections of the feet with the earth, your foundation in the earth with the elemental energy. Lift through your arches. Now hug in your shins as if you're bringing them together. Imagine that you are turning the inner thighs out and back so that your legs are activated. The weight of your hips and pelvis is behind your knees so that your fingers are just resting gently on the earth or on your prop. One more breath here. Now I invite you to bring your hands to your hips, bend into your knees, reach with your crown long, lengthen your sternum, and with your spine in neutral, straighten up through your legs to rise up to standing. And now you'll find yourself standing in this very powerful, I think we call it the superhero pose. Take a quarter turn along the length of your mat so you can see me. Your legs are slightly wide. You can have your hands resting on your hips here. Let's ground it down. We're going to ground into our foundations, and then once we've grounded, we can then rise up to fly like the superheroes that we are. Lift all of your toes. Spread your toes out wide. And then place them on the earth one by one. Press into the big toe mounds, all the way along the inner arch to the inner heel. Now let's press into the outer little toe mounds and all the way to the outer heel. Feel the connection between all four corners of your feet. This is Pada Bandha, the foot lock. Press into your knees, slightly bending into them, so really grounding down. Now hug in to the midline as you rise up slightly from the knees. Imagine that your shins are turning in. Imagine your inner thighs are turning back. Place your hand on your lower back, right hand on your abdomen, so that you can connect with your pelvic bowl here and feel its solidity, how heavy, solid, and strong you are here. Hug into the midline by drawing your navel in, knitting in your ribs. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and slide them down the way. Turn your fingers facing forward. Bring your hands together in Hakini mudra. So Hakini mudra, this is a mudra for helping us to connect with wisdom. And as we connect with this wisdom, this helps us to see, because we created all of this space, helps us to see clearly the power that we need to activate in order to move forward, plow forward, fly forward. Inhale, reach up overhead with your hands. Drop your tops of your arms into your shoulders here. So bring your ends of your arms, the arm bones, home to the dome of your shoulder. Here, your shoulder girdle. Lengthen through the side body. Check what's happening with the knees here. You may have ended up locking your knees. Soften your knees. Press back into four corners of your feet. Imagine that you are trying to draw your shins in towards each other. Imagine that you are turning the insides of your thighs towards the back. This will just subtly activate your muscles. Om Krim Kalikayai Namah. As you exhale, we're going to step out across the mat. Big stretch. Open out your arms. Feel powerful here. So remember, as we move forward through a period of change, we are going to feel emboldened, encouraged, confident. If we establish our base, our security, our stability, we've had our rest, we've done what we need to do in order to repair, to come home to ourselves, and then from there, journey out. I'm going to go on a side note here, because I work with children when we think about attachment theory. Children need to have their secure base. And when they have their secure base, from there they venture out and explore the world. And in that way, we still have that instinctive need to feel safe and secure before we feel emboldened to venture out. Take a moment here. Bring your hands to your lower back. Place your heels of your hands on the hips, fingers pointing down. Bend into your knees. As you exhale, hinge forward. Crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Take a moment here. Bring your hands in Hakini mudra underneath the heart space. So your hands now can reach forward, or you can keep them at the heart. Remember, we're drawing in energy, this magnetic energy, so that we can use this energy, this prana, to transform whatever we need to in this period ahead. This period leading up to the eclipse. One more breath here. Now, as you're here, check in with your feet again. Connect through the feet. Padabandha, the footlock. Exhale, lower your hands to the earth. Come into a wide-legged functional forward fold. So your hands are as wide as your shoulders. You can have them on the earth, or you can use your blocks here again, or your low footstool, or your chair. Your legs are quite wide here. Your toes are pointing forward. Your finger pads are connected with the earth as it comes to meet your hands. Check the alignment. So you might feel that you're pushing the weight to the outer edges of your feet. So shift the weight into the ball of the big toes onto the inner heel. And then now reconnect with the ball of the little toes and the outer heels. Soften your knees. You may have your knees locked here. Shift the heaviness of your pelvic bowl back towards the wall behind you, so that the weight is behind your knees here. Breathe into the back body here. So take a breath in through the left nostril, out through the right nostril, And now let's make that breath even more expansive. So instead of breathing it in through your left nostril, sense that you're taking the breath in through the left foot, so that it travels along the left leg, the left pelvic, left side body, the left nose. And then as you exhale, let's release the breath so it travels from the right nostril along the right side of the torso, the right hip, pelvis, down the right leg, through the right foot into the earth. Use yourself as the mountain here. So this journey of the breath that we were taking from the left nostril to the third eye and out through the right nostril. So this is mountain shape, inhaling up, exhaling down. Let's do this with our body here, as if we are a mountain. Inhaling through the left side of your body, exhaling out through the right side of your body. One breath more. Inhale, bend into your knees, bring your hands into Hakini mudra, rise up, hands above your crown, plug in your tops of your arms into your shoulders. Open out your arms. Let's turn the left foot to the left, preparing for Mahavirabhadrasana, the great warrior. Bend into your left knee. The right foot is slightly turned at a 45-degree angle. Open out your arms and spiral your fingers perhaps. Remember, you can also bring your hands into the sankalpa mudra. Left hand, thumb to middle finger. Right hand, thumb to the outside of the ring finger. So Akash mudra, and this kind of almost touching the earth mudra on the right hand. Now here in your great warrior, this is what you're going to do to slay illusions. All the things that may have been holding you back, that may have exhausted you, depleted you as you came into this new moon. And now that you have rested and taken some time for yourself, feeling re-energized, reignited, ready to transform, feeling strong, rise from the earth up. So check your roots, check that your feet are connected through all corners of the feet and the earth. Knee and ankle aligned, so you're feeling stable through that lower leg. Feel that you're squeezing your muscles in and hugging them into your bones. Check what's going on with the right foot behind you. So you might need to, if you're really pushing a lot of the weight out, maybe you shift the weight around so that you can distribute it more evenly. Energize all the way down through that leg. Hug in through the midline. One more breath here, Maha Virabhadrasana. Take a moment. Exhale, bring the left forearm to the left thigh. Inhale, reach up and over with the right arm. So extend along the right side here. Lengthen through the spine, so sense that you are elongating by lifting your spine out of your pelvis, by reaching all the way out through the right fingertips. This left forearm can stay on the left knee, or if you wish, you can bring the left hand to a block or the left hand to the earth. Coming into Uttita Parshavottanasana, extended side angle. Balance here between this grounding energy in the lower body and this extending, expanding energy in the upper body. One more breath here, yogis. I know it's challenging. Exhale, right hand to the earth here. Rotate on the ball of your right foot. Let's bring the right knee directly to the earth here. You may wish to pad the right knee. So here, let's pulse a little bit. So reach back with your tailbone and then sink into that left hip. Keep the right toes tucked if you wish. That will help you steady more. You can be on your finger pads or you can be clawing the earth with your palms and knuckles connected. Sway backwards and forwards gently here. Pulsing with the energy of Pran. So this moving forward, moving back, moving forward, moving back. This dance of movement. So we're here in our dragon variation. Leaving your right hand planted on the earth. Inhale. Take your left hand to the heart and begin to draw your left hand across the heart towards the left shoulder. Take the hand to the left shoulder and open out that left shoulder. And then reach your left fingers up towards the sky. Coming into this twist here. Check that you're not dumping all of your weight into your right hand here. You can also untuck your toes here. And again, have the sensation that you're rooting into the earth through all the points of your body that are connected with the earth and all of the points of your body that are reaching up, rising up, moving forward into the future, moving forward into action. Be committed there. Invite in energy that carries you forward. One more breath here. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Walk your hands over to the right now. Check how your right knee is feeling. Perhaps you need to pad that knee. So walk your right hands as far forward and over to the right as you can, but still feel stable and steady here. I'm on my finger pads. Again, you can use your footstool here. And then let's pulse a little bit into that left hip. One more here. And then coming to stillness. Walk your hands back to center. Now, you have your right leg behind you. You have an option of coming into twisted monkey. So bend into that right knee. Now, depending on how you wish, you could sweep this left arm forward and all the way back, reaching towards that left foot. You can use a belt, you can reach back, or you can seek to connect with that right foot. We will all be in different places here. What I want you to be thinking about is that left shoulder turning out and the sense of reaching there. Open across your heart. You'll feel a twist in the torso. So let this be a turning of the spine rather than a wrenching of the spine. And remember, reaching for that right foot is not necessarily the goal here. It is this action of reaching back, this action of rotation. One more breath here, wherever you are. Turn your gaze back to center. Release that right foot. Walk your hands back towards your body. Take your tailbone back towards the right heel. Extend through the left leg. Dorsiflex that left foot, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. Half splits. Hanumanasana, the monkey god. Hands can walk forward. Check how you're feeling here again. Connect through the heel of that right foot. Press through the top of that connect through the heel of the left foot and press through the top of the right foot. Hug in the shin as if you're drawing it to the midline. Hug in the thighs as if they're sort of magnets drawing them together. This will activate through your legs. See what's happening with your upper back. So because of my very poor shoulder here, I will round through my upper back. So I'm going to draw my shoulder blades away from my ears. I'm going to reach lengthen my neck so that my chin is almost reaching towards my toes, but I still have a neutral space, the cervical area here at the neck. One breath here. Roll through that left foot. Tuck the right toes. Lift onto that right ball, that right foot. So your knee is lifted. Bring the left hand to the inside. Drop the right heel onto the earth. And then let's walk our hands all the way over to the right. And then all the way to the left. So we're going to sway and pulse from left to right here. Or you can sweep your arms along. To really sink into that opposite hip. Bring your hands to the earth. We're not going to be scientific here. We're simply going to pulse from left to right. You can keep that right foot on the earth, or you can lift the toes and come onto the heel of that extended leg. Aham Prema. I am love, as well as courage. And then we're going to finish all the way over on the right side. Turn the right toes. Inhale, let's rise up into Warrior Two over towards the right. Mahavirabhadrasana. Bend into that right knee. Open out your arms. So again, check your connection with the earth. We're finding the sacred pause where we are supported by the energy of the earth in which we ground and lay our foundations, preparing for the change ahead. So connect through the feet. Hug all of the muscles in towards the bones. Hug in towards the center. So almost as if you're drawing your navel in and sort of curling your ribs in. Release your shoulders down and away from your ears. Broaden across the collarbones. And then you reach out through your arms. Check that your arms are plugged into so they're at home in the dome, and then reaching forward here. So we're not just flopping our arms out, we're plugging them in and then reaching out actively. Your hands can be in your mudra, sankalpa mudra. Lengthen through the spine by drawing up, so root and then rise up. Bend into your right elbow, bring the right forearm onto your right thigh. Reach up and over with your left arm. So as you reach up and over, reach through your fingers as if you're scooping up through the air as you move. Extend along that left side. Check what's happening with the feet. Are you evenly distributing your weight? Are you collapsing here onto your right thigh? Lift up. Reach with the crown so that your spine stays long. Your option here is to bring your right hand to the earth or onto your blocks or your low footstool, or keep your right arm on your right thigh. Uttita Parshavottanasana, extended side angle. You might find that your stance is too wide to feel stable. Bring the stance closer together to find more stability, more foundation. If we want to cultivate courage and fearlessness to act, if we want to move from inner repair and rest to outer change and action, we want to feel stable. And then when we feel stable, we feel powerful. Wherever you are, take a moment here. Bring that left hand down towards the earth. Rotate onto the ball of your left foot. Bring that left knee in. And here, let's pulse in and out of our hips. So sway backwards and forwards. This is the pulsation of the universe. The spanda contracting and expanding, moving forward, drawing back. So this creates some opening in our hips. So also, because we're here in this variation, we're close to the earth. So we're working with that, drawing up from the earth, all that energy that we need to call upon. So that we are centered, we're gathering up what we need. Remember to pad that left knee if you feel uncomfortable here. And then let's come into stillness. Plant your left hand on the earth. Lift up from the inner wrist so that you are not dropping your weight into the wrist. Claw through the finger pads. Connect with the knuckles and the outer edges of your palm. So there's a slight cupping in the palm. Then lift that inner wrist out. And then with your right hand, draw it across your heart, across the collarbones to the right shoulder. And with your hand, turn your right shoulder out so that your right shoulder is plugged in there. And then reach up with your right arm to the sky. Check that you haven't dumped all of your body weight into your left hand. So use that right leg to shift the weight so that this right foot on the earth is also containing your weight. Lift out of the left wrist. One more breath here. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Let's move the hands over and out to the left. Breathe into your back body here. Take a full, vibrant breath. This will help to release the hips. It will help to release the back from that sort of twist we've just been in. We're decompressing the spine, creating space. If you wish, you can pulse here a little bit. Then let's bring the hands back to center. We're going to take our hip bones back towards our heel, roll for the right foot. So we come onto the heel of the right foot, toes pointing up. Your hands on blocks, on footstools, or high up on your fingers. Check what's happening with your knee. So we want to really plug in this right femur into the right hip, so that we don't create a twist in the femur bone. This will also help to untwist our hamstrings. This is a really good hamstring stretch. But plugging that top of the right femur bone into that right hip. And again, check if you're like me, you're rounding through the upper body. So this may come to us instinctively, but lengthen through the sternum, broaden through the collarbones, lift the ears away, perhaps raise the chin slightly towards the top of the mat, as if you're peering over the cliff top. One more here, then let's roll through that foot. Tuck the left toes, drop the right left heel, and then let's move from left to right, shifting the weight as we do. Remember, you can keep the sole of the foot on the earth. You can keep your hands raised up here, or you could be walking along the earth here with your hands. You can keep your hands without moving them and just move your shoulders across. One breath here, then let's come to center. Halfway lift in wide-legged stance. Prasarita Paduttanasana. Take a moment here. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe together. We're going to come into Malasana, yogi squat, frog pose. Remember, you can sit on your blocks here. You can sit on your little footstool. You can sit directly on the earth. Have your toes turned out in the same direction as your knees. Bring your hands into Hakini mudra here. So you can have your elbows on the inside of your knees. If you're seated on the earth, you can have your elbows resting on your knees, yogi's choice. Lift out of your pelvic bowl with your spine. Press into all corners of your feet here. Lift the crown. One breath here. Om Krim Kalikayai Namah. Om Krim Kalikayai Namah. Feeling this balance between being grounded and rising up. We've laid the foundation so that we can move forward in the next few weeks. So that we can manifest our dreams. So this in-between moment where we're preparing. Reach out with your arms so they're parallel to the earth. Take them overhead. See how this feels for you here. If it feels too intense, keep them reaching forward. One more breath. Exhale, bring the hands to the earth. Come down to the earth. Place your hands on either side and let's release the knees to the left and to the right so we can windshield wiper our knees from left to right. And then yogis, let's come into our Sukhasana here, easy seat. If you wish to come into Shavasana, I invite you to do that when we close the class. So take your time, don't rush to get off your mat. Let's come into our sankalpa mudra. So left thumb on middle finger, right thumb on the ring fingernail. Palms face up. So we've used this practice here to galvanize ourselves by shifting the things that we need to shift, any stuckness or stagnation, by restoring and repairing ourselves so that we are able to move in with the new moon, move forward into the next period with the rhythm of life, with the rhythm of life, the rhythm of nature. Remember, this is a period for creative expression, for fulfilling or manifesting your potential and your dreams. It's a period of change. We may be afraid of change, nervous or anxious about change. Seek the power of Kali Ma, this fearsome deity who has the power and the energy to transform. Magnetic energy to draw you in. We'll close our practice by chanting our mantra to invoke the energy of Kali. Om Krim Kalikayai Namah. We'll do it again 3 times altogether, 3 times out loud. which is called Vaikara, 3 times whispered, which is called Upamsu, and 3 times silently, Manasika. Inhale to prepare. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Om Krim Kalikayai Namaha. Whispered 3 times. Silently in the heart space. So only your soul can hear this invocation of this cultivation of energy and courage to act, to dare to act, dare to step forward, ready for change, initiating this period, increasing and working with this rising level of energy. And then let's bring our hands together in namaskar at the heart, closing by chanting Om Shanti 3 times and then Hari Om Tat Sat. Inhale to prepare. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. And so be it. Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis, for joining me. Wonderful practice. And I shall